Hello, this is Alistair Beaumont, the Heretic Hermit. This is part 3 of my series of demonstration of what the meaning of the cards mean to me. It's meant as a general teaching tool, whereas you can either look at it as education or entertainment, or just hopefully it'll give you some insight as to how the tarot works or how I do my method, or hopefully it'll at least entertain you. I don't know whether or not it will or not, but the idea is that a lot of people ask, especially people trying to learn the tarot, they ask about how to go about memorizing the cards. And I think memorization of a basic set of cards, a basic set of words or phrases you attach to the cards, means a lot. If the one you memorize it, memorizing a general set and the cards, a general meaning for each card, allows you to go out and extrapolate the patterns that you see when you do the readings. So this is my example of that. So without further ado, intimacy or desire. Also can be drive, depending on what you're driving for. Lack of intimacy or a lack of passion. What I like to call taking the high road, whereas you have a choice between the road already been traveled or the new road. When it's reversed, it's taking the same road you've always been taking. Progress and a lack of progress. Harmony, disharmony. Conflict, which can be good or bad depending on the reading, and the resolution of conflict. Victory, and a lack of victory or defeat. People disagree on this one when it comes to me, but this is what I've settled on. Profit after victory. It says it naturally follows the victory you'd have to defend the spoils that you've gained or the land that you've acquired. The idea is that, especially, I used a great one recently. I just thought of one. It's King of the Hill. The idea when you were a kid, some of us were kids, you have a snowbank, you build the snowbank really high, somebody would go up to the top of it and be the king of the hill, and the other kids had to knock him off the top, and whoever knocked him off the top became the king of the hill, and it just kept going until we all got tired and went inside. But there you go. Lack of profit after victory, which means you have a victory, but you gain nothing from it. Inspiration, and a lack of inspiration. Defiance, complacency, a burden, and the release of that burden. Speak the same way I spoke this time about the same thing I said last time about the courts. Courts represent people or events, and therefore they fluctuate. I very rarely am able to settle on a particular. It depends on the reading. As the meanings go, it depends on what the patterns. It depends on where they are in the reading, the other cards that are around them, and the patterns that are formed. But I'm still going to give you a general idea of what they mean to me. It's not something you can hold me account. It's not something you can. It's something that will fluctuate. So therefore, you'll see me not necessarily stick to one particular meaning for these particular cards. The courts are special. What can I say? Youthful desire, which basically just means desire without thinking things through. Carelessness, no desire, or apathy. The very essence of change itself, and also a shift in desire. A lack of a shift in desire, and a lack of change. Passionate female energy. Lack of passionate female energy. So the idea would be almost a female energy that doesn't care about much of anything. And the king. Drive, passionate drive, care, desire. It's not recklessness. I still say tyrant again, but it's more like somebody, a sadist, somebody that gets off on using their power against others. And that takes care of the wands. So we'll move part 4, part 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 4 will be moving on to the cups. I hope you found this educational. You do not have to agree with everything I've done, especially with the courts. You're probably going to notice I fumbled over it because it's true. The courts always, they fluctuate depending what reading you're in, depending what they are. So, being that they're both people and events. It should be no surprise to you, if you have any experience at all, that would be the case. One of the other things I did early on is I tried to attach actual actors or characters, more specifically characters, to each individual court. And that worked for a while, but with experience as I went on, I just noticed that one of the drawbacks to having them attached to characters or famous people is the fact that, especially if they become up as events, the translation kind of falters a bit. So if you have the Page of Wands, but it's supposed to be an event instead of a person, then it gets kind of nasty. So, bottom line, it doesn't matter. It just matters that you focus on just memorizing what it means to you, how it feels to you. Because sometimes, as you well know, I'm sure, expressing how you feel is difficult. Because feel is stronger than words. But anyway, may the universe guide you to prosperity and happiness, and I will be seeing you